Hello, good day to you, me Andy here, and thank you for stopping by. It's Talkin really on a Monday, and this story came out on Saturday. I have to say, I'm trying very, very hard, exceedingly hard, not to say I told you so, as have many other people around the world who are fully aware of what's going on, and they have been for many years. And we have been warning, absolutely, till we're blue in the face. We've been warning about this, and here it is, in your face, in writing. It cannot get any more real than that. It's not a conspiracy anymore. What am I talking about? Well, the WEF, the World Economic Forum, as we know, is that globalist, unelected body of men and women who are simply rich. That's the only criteria that they have. That they are rich and in charge, or so they think. They're trying to impose their rules and their idea on the world. Yes, I mean the world, not just the UK. It's a worldwide phenomenon, and it's based upon what we know as being from the United Nations, the UN. It's called the Agenda 2030. Now, you can argue that agenda, if you look up the agenda, is all very fluffy, all very nice. Aiming to get rid of hunger and homelessness and things like this, and having a sustainable world, where we are eco-friendly. It all sounds very good. The problem is, they don't tell you how they're going to do that, unless you look. And when you start looking, you discover that it's a dystopian world where basically you will have no rights, you will have no life and no rights and no basically nothing. You will have nothing and you will be happy, according to them. That has been around, well, I can quote that saying for at least 5 years, because not only the WEF has become prominent since the COVID thing, and that's about 5 years now, so people have become aware of the WEF. The WEF was around a long time before that, and of course the UN agenda has been around for a little while. I think it's 2012. And of course they've changed the dates, so it was 2025, they were 2030, and I believe that they're trying to get it for 2050. And of course we're on the way. We are seriously on the way to that, with everything that's going on at the moment, with the digital everything, all of this stuff that the Labour government are doing. It's all part of the agenda. Now, what we've been banging on around is the list of things that they want to do. And I've made many videos about this. And you probably remember the graphic, because one of them is travel, air travel. As you can see on this graphic, they want to get rid of air travel. So all the airports, apart from one, which will be Heathrow probably, will close. All of the other airports will close. You will not be able to travel except via Heathrow. And even then, they're not going to let you travel, because there will be other things that they will do, restricting your movements. And they can do that if they have the other things they want, which are digital ID and digital money. things like this, and the eco-friendly net zero thing that they want, and the carbon tax and things like this, and carbon allowances, and also controlling you by offering you, you don't have to work anymore. Just claim UBI, Universal Basic Income. We'll give you money. You can sit at home. You can relax. You can do what you like. You haven't got to worry about working anymore because we are going to install robots. Yep, we're going to have robots. Your job is not going to be there. We're just going to pay you money for doing nothing. However, there's some criteria with that. If you don't do what we say, then you get no money. If you don't behave yourself, if you start saying hurty words, or you start talking about the establishment in a bad way, you're calling Keir Starmer a twat, for example, hurty words, then you will get no money. You won't be able to live, you won't be able to travel, you won't be able to do anything at all. You will be stuck in your 12 by 12 room because that's what they want. That's the plan. And we've been banging on about this for years. Now, here it is in writing, black and white. They don't want you to have cars, vehicles. There will be no cars for you and me. You will be in a situation where you either use public transport or not at all. And also, they don't want you in your own home. You will not be living in your own family home. And any homes that you own will be removed from your ownership. How are they going to do that? Well, that's the plan, isn't it? That's the secret sauce. There are methods of doing that, i.e. making you bankrupt, though they take away your finances, doing away with money so they can control your money. You can't afford it anymore, so they offer to buy your property. Then you rent it from them. And this is the idea. This is the whole plan, that they want control. And this story is just basically it's like a public service announcement. So here it is. WEF are calling for a ban on general public owning cars and living in single family homes. Yes, so the new CEO, Larry Fink, well, he's actually a co-CEO, he's not actually the co-chair, is what they call him. He is obviously BlackRock CEO, and he was elected to take over from Klaus Schwab. He's emerged as a well-known globalist, and he's calling for a ban on the general public owning their own vehicles and living in single-family homes. The WEF agenda contributor smugly promoted a world where personal property is eliminated and the people, us, live under a system of renting and sharing. Can you imagine that if you had a car and you had to share it? I mean, I just cannot imagine. I would not be able to do that because I need an adaptive vehicle. So who is going to drive an adaptive vehicle? Only me. So obviously the idea here is control, and they want you to use their system, which would be like taxis. They want you having the automated vehicles, but if you can just use your neighbour's car, yeah, right, I'm sure my neighbour's not going to let me use my car, their car, if they own one, which they don't. The comments echoed the WEF infamous "you'll own nothing and be happy," which is on their website. It's not a conspiracy. And this was coming from the woman, young global leader, Ida Talkin. And it obviously is not the first time that this has been proposed, because in 2022 they called for a ban on private car ownership, and obviously they're using the excuse of renewable energy and net zero. The group argues that the move is necessary to reduce reliance on critical minerals like cobalt, lithium and nickel, even though they would be using that to create the battery powered vehicles. So it's a bit erroneous, and yes, well, yeah. Materials are essential for electric vehicles, wind turbines and other green technologies. Though the WEF insists more sharing will reduce demands for vehicles, electronics and other consumer goods. Can you see that? Can you see that happening? Are you going to be able to share something with your neighbour? Are you going to live in the same building as your neighbour? You know, you'll be living in basically the same as when we had the USSR, the Soviet Union, where you lived in a block of flats and you had an apartment. This is what they want. You will not have your own house. You will not own your own house. You will not have your own vehicle. And of course, all in the name of the agenda. Sustainable and practical. Yeah. She's actually, this woman is a Danish politician. And she was the one that came out with this, you will own nothing. In reality, she owns lots. So it's a bit the same as disingenuous, isn't it? It's like everybody in power, like they tell you to not use aeroplanes, and then they go jetting around the world on a private jet. They tell you to not eat so much, and then they have £5,000 banquets. So, and of course this is the message they're trying to promote, and you as the general public are the target for this. Now, I do have a video. I'm going to play a little bit of it, and it's like a hidden camera type thing. I don't know who this chap is, but he has been undercover at the WEF meetings that they have in Davos. Now, I can't play the whole thing because of copyright and things like this, and also because of where we are in YouTube. However, I will link it down below, and it's on Twitter, X I think it is, but you may find it elsewhere. You can go and watch it yourself, but it does give you more insight into these people. So have a look at that, and remember, you will owe nothing and you will be happy.
Economic Forum meeting, because I have learned from vast experience that there just simply is no substitute for being there. At their core, the World Economic Forum is about population control. They want to reduce the global population. And so I decided I needed to be there. I wanted to mingle among these people. I wanted to see what those people are about. Who are they? And because they just assume that I'm a WEFer like everybody else, they talk quite openly. They never say things, they never use words like, say, kill. Ladies and gentlemen, I've read Klaus Schwab's books. The carbon they want to reduce is you. You're the carbon they want to reduce.
I will once again be attending this year's World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Now, you may ask, what is the World Economic Forum? Well, it was founded by the infamous Klaus Schwab, the German engineer, in 1971. And since that time, he has been the sole chairman of the World Economic Forum. It's a place where heads of state gather. It is the global center of corporate fascism. It's some of the policies that you see affecting the West in a big way on everything from the environment to your own personal freedoms to digital tracking.
Aujourd'hui, au bout de ça, on parle de plus qu'on pourra s'implanter. Ce sera quand ça?
Certainement dans les 10 années à venir, pour des travaux manuels qui peut vraiment être un partenaire intellectuel de vous.
You name it, it's coming out of the World Economic Forum.
I doubt it very much. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a very good day, and I'll see you next time.